sport show on earth is about to begin. The holders France take on World Cup new boys, Senegal.
I expect a France victory, but it'll be difficult for them.
Diouf. And he's got away from Leboeuf this time. Support is arriving in the centre. Oh, came off the tee, it's been turned in. Ruben Diop has scored. This wasn't supposed to happen. The World Cup has begun with a bang, and it is the bang of an African drum.
Oldest France was shot by Senegal in the opening game in 2002. France are again amongst the favourites, with players like Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, Michael Olise, Désiré Doué to call on. Not surprisingly that so many people think they might go all the way. But let's talk about South Africa instead. Let's talk about their goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams, who's the skipper as well.
Yeah.
And is such an important part of what they may be trying to do in this World
Yeah,
Cup.
he's won everything domestically for his team. Is it Mamelodi Sundowns?
Yes.
Mamelodi Sundowns, and you know he's the only African goalkeeper, I think, in the African. What's it? The only African goalkeeper to be for the Champions League. He's won the Champions League. He's been voted for the Lev Yashin trophy and that. And he's somebody that, if they're going to do well, he's going to be one of the main guys in it. I'm very surprised with South Africa and the fact that they haven't got more height in their back line. We've got a very good player in McKenwa, who's plays for Philadelphia Union. Very good player, 2022. He's got a lot of interest from Europe. I'm very surprised he's not playing. But we know that Gary was talking earlier on how they keep the ball very, very well. But I think with Jimenez up front, they could have a problem with height at the back if they get the ball in the box.
Yeah, they have a lot of possession, you were saying.
Yeah, I think the last 12 games they've had more possession than obviously the opposition that they're playing against. They've finished top of their group. Nigeria obviously in their group. I think they got 3 points deducted as well. So they've had a really good qualification period. But this is a step up. You know, Mexico, home nation, 80,000 behind them. I think they'll try and play. I don't think they're going to change. I think that let's see whether they can keep possession against this Mexico team who are going to have a massive sort of audience, willing them on.
Yeah, we're just having a bit of a disagreement off here. You'd fully expect Mexico to have more possession in them. But what South Africa will come to the party, they'll bring urgency and energy and spirit and fight. And that's what you want to see. The big question mark for a lot of these teams is, will they have the quality? That's it for Mexico. When they get to you think they'll get to the knockout stages. It's just when they come up against the better teams, they just come up short. So in terms of urgency, and that's what you want to see. And if Mexico get off to a good start, they get that momentum, and obviously the fans behind them, it'll be tough opposition.
I always think the opening games are so tough because teams are so prepared for this match. They've had 2 weeks thinking about every little detail, and they're absolutely switched on to it in a sort of millimetre of their lives, of every single thing that's going to happen. So it's usually really tight and it's a struggle. You'd expect Mexico to come out on top, but I think South Africa will be well prepared for them.
Niall Foster of Burnley is the man who's going to have to score the goals for South Africa, you would imagine.
Yeah, but he's got a year left at Burnley. I think that 3 goals and 2 assists in the Premier League didn't work out for him. Obviously, Burnley went down. He's probably in the shop window for himself now. He's somebody that probably needs to do pretty well, needs to score some goals. I think if they're going to do well, between him and the goalkeeper, they're going to have to play very, very well today.
How much does it surprise you they hadn't been in a World Cup since 2010 when they hosted it, therefore obviously they didn't have to qualify?
But when you look at South Africa and the fact that football is their main love in respect of their game, 62 million people, and you're looking at rugby and cricket is doing a lot better for them. I think that their federation is letting down the football side of their country.
It dwarfs those two, massively
absolutely
dwarfs.
Massively. So when you look at it like that, of course it's disappointing that South Africa from 2010 have not been amongst it. They should be, because they've got the players in that country. They've got a good league. It's a very good standard league. They should be doing a lot better than they're doing.
But Mark, that's what this format's done. And look, you've got the critics of this format, of this extended tournament, but what it does, it gives more teams an opportunity to qualify for the tournament.
Yes.
And that is what the World Cup is about. I know there'll be cynics that say it's about money and it's about advertising, but countries that have never been to a World Cup before are here this time, and that is special for them.
Yeah. You've got Curacao, we've got Cape Verde, we've got Uzbekistan. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. How surprised are you we haven't got more players playing, the Premier League or in Europe? I mean, you played against Lucas Radebe, you played against Stephen Pienaar. These are top-level players. I wonder what it says about where South African football is that we're not seeing those players.
Yeah, they might say. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Might be stuck on the background, obviously, politics or whatever, but we've always come up against brilliant players, and again, what they've shown, brilliant fighting spirit. again, yeah, we're all surprised there's not more players playing in the top leagues, and that will cost them obviously when you come to the World Cup.
You know, Benny McCarthy, the great Benny McCarthy's won a Champions League.
Yes.
But there's problems closer to home with that. You think about Wales and Northern Ireland, the Republic of Ireland and Scotland, the greats that when we were growing up in the 80s, from these countries, and now it's a struggle for these players, for home nations to get in the actual Premier League, even English players sometimes.
Absolutely. Well, why have one opening ceremony when you can have two? So let's go back to the Azteca and join Ali McCoy and John Chapman.
A esta tierra, a este estadio,